All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Sharon Birch, and I'm the founder of the Liberated Nurse Business Academy. Before we begin, I invite you to take a deep breath and settle in. What we're focusing on today is simple, repeatable business development actions that fit how nurses actually work. They're thoughtful, ethical, and grounded, and they stay within your nursing scope. These are approaches you can return to with confidence as you build your business. You'll also hear from our Liberated Nurse Business Incubator coaches. So wave as I say your name. Marcia Smith, Maria Lobach, Teresa Walding, and Jan Walter. These nurse coaches are nurse business owners themselves, and they'll co-present with me today. So this workshop is designed for nurses who want to increase their income thoughtfully, without putting their license, ethics, energy, or financial security at risk. Stage 0 and 1 are where all nurse entrepreneurs begin. I'm going to pause so you can read this slide. Which stage is your business in, 0 or 1? Please share that in the chat.
Right.
So thank you for doing that. Recognizing your business's developmental stage will support you in making your best business decisions. That's why we had you start with that. So here's how today's workshop will flow. First, we'll define what clarity means in the context of your core marketing message. Then you'll see real examples and reflect on your own ideas. You'll also use a worksheet to refine your business positioning and messages. Or if you don't have those yet, you'll use it to clarify your business idea. At the end, if you want to learn about the support we can offer you beyond today, we'll share those options too. By the end of our 90 minutes together, you'll know why many nurse-led businesses struggle to generate consistent income, what needs to be clarified first, and what a safe, realistic next step looks like for you. One common reason nurses struggle is because they try to market before they have clarity on who they want to help and what problem or desired outcome they want to help those people with. These things are the main part of your business's positioning, and not being clear on them leads to mixed messages, inconsistent income, and a lot of effort without momentum.
You're
Many
muted,
nurse
Teresa.
entrepreneurs try to market before their business's foundation is in place. In fact, we see this problem in most early stage businesses. They're doing a lot, like posting, sharing, and creating websites, but they're not seeing consistent income. The issue isn't usually effort, it's sequencing. Marketing before clarity creates noise in the marketplace, fatigue in the business owner, and slow to no revenue in the bank account. So we're going to show you how to correct those problems today.
So positioning is your decision about who this is for and what you help them do. Messaging are the words that you use to express that position. Positioning stays stable longer, while messaging gets tested and rotated. When you have clarity in both positioning and messaging, marketing works like a line of dominoes. The first dominoes are who you serve and what they care about. When those are clear, everything downstream moves with far less effort. When they aren't clear, the energy flow through breaks up and income stalls. We're going to talk about relevance today, and the relevance is essential in both your business positioning and your messaging.
So the nurses that we work with are quite capable, educated, and they're committed. They don't struggle because they lack skills or even credentials. They're struggling because their audience is still vague, their message lacks specificity, and the next step they offer like tends to feel a little risky. So that's actually a communication problem, not a capability problem. And like Teresa mentioned, revenue follows relevance. Relevance means designing messages around what people are already saying they need, not what we assume should matter to them. I'm going to give you two examples, and I want you to listen to both of them and see if you can hear the difference between them. So the first one is, I help tired women have more energy through self-care. Okay, so now here's number two. I help menopausal women reduce daily fatigue so they can function at work without burning out. Did you hear a difference? I bet you did. So the second message reflects a specific problem in a real context with a desired outcome. So I'm going to say that again. The problem was specific, the context is clear, and the outcome reflects what a specific group actually wants, not what we assume they want. So that's what we mean by relevance. And when relevance is present, revenue naturally flows. It doesn't have to be pushed. So here's a question for you to consider right now. Do you think that your current message or business idea is built on what real people want? Or is it based on assumptions that you have about them?
That's right, Maria. And another way of saying this is instead of looking for customers for your services, to create services for your customers.
When
Now,
I
Jan,
started, oh, yes.
that's okay. So now Jan is going to tell you her story about implementing this
Yes.
uh,
When I
advice.
Yes, when I started as a nurse coach, I thought I'd coach people about managing their stress levels. But in the Liberated Nurse Incubator, I started to listen to the people and put my findings through the structured tools that it provided. I realized that many people's stress was financial and how it affected so many other areas of their lives. So now my coaching practice helps people learn how to make effective and informed money choices. The incubator helped me realize that I could offer a service like this as a holistic nurse.
Taylor Breyer, she's one of our nurse coaches in the incubators, in the incubator nurse liberated nurse incubator, and she's a transplant recipient who came to us for help with building her business. She felt stuck. She was posting, sharing, talking with lots and lots of people, but her message still sounded vague and it shifted depending on who she was talking to. And sometimes people showed interest, but that interest wasn't turning into clients. Are you like Taylor? Does your message shift with whoever you're talking to? It's very common, and of course, it's easy to do. But when someone is asking about your work, instead of answering clearly, do you find yourself explaining or qualifying or changing your focus based on who you're talking to? While these things affect your confidence, they aren't caused by a lack of confidence. Let me say that again. While things affect your confidence because you know in yourself you feel like you're winding around trying to talk to it, but they aren't caused by a lack of confidence. The issue is that you lack a clear audience and a relevant solution to a problem they're having. So Taylor actually didn't need to do more. She needed to get more specific, meaning decide on who she wants to help, name the immediate problem that they care about, and offer a next step that feels doable to them. And when Taylor took these steps, her conversations felt easier, follow ups made sense, and people started saying yes to her invitation.
Thank you, Teresa. So seeking the details of what your audience is looking for is vital because you'll have evidence of what your audience wants. When you incorporate that evidence into your messaging, your audience will feel that you really see and hear them. and they'll naturally lean in and want to engage with you. So I want to share with you a little recent story about Taylor, the nurse that Teresa was just talking about. Um, yeah, and a little video clip of her talking about it. So the background is that in November, just a little less than 2 months ago, Taylor started listening more closely to the people she wanted to serve, focusing on the details of their problems and what they were looking for specifically. And she used that information to decide on her business position and clarify her message. Shortly after that, she started posting short videos on Instagram and Facebook and paying close attention to her audience's responses. So now I'll show you the little 30-second clip of Taylor when she shared in our coaching session last week.
Sunday, I posted a video and that has over 10,000 views, over 65 shares, and like hundreds of comments. So I'm like, okay, like it's happening. Like, okay, people are seeing this. So yeah, and it just keeps going up. And I'm like, okay. So that was really exciting. And I've posted 2 more since. The one I posted on Wednesday, it has just over 500 views. And then the one I posted today has over like 700. So definitely not like the first one, but I was just like, I know that they like wax and wane too.
Okay, so did you hear what Taylor said? Over 10,000 views in 4 days. And yesterday, and over 700 on another post just the same day she was talking to us. So congratulations, Taylor. We are all proud of you. So contrary to what many conventional marketing approaches tell you, being chosen is not being about being louder, more perfect, or more persuasive. It's about being recognized as offering a clear and trustable solution to the people who are looking for it. You don't need to persuade people if they already want what you offer. So, when you make your message specific enough, the people who need what you offer can see themselves receiving it. Let's look at a few examples. Listen to this vague marketing message that we often hear from nurse coaches. Here it is. I help people manage their chronic illnesses. Now, you've probably heard something like that, or maybe used a version of it yourself. But listen to this second message and compare. I help adults who feel overwhelmed by their autoimmune condition to create simple, sustainable routines they can actually follow. Which of these messages feels easier to understand and respond to, or ask a follow-up question about? Which one brings an actual person to mind when you hear it? So here's what changed. I painted a picture of who I'm talking to, what they need help with right now, and how I can help them in a way that feels doable. And notice something else. This shift didn't come from doing more marketing. It came from adding more relevance and specificity. That's what turns a vague message into a recognizable one. Before we go deeper, I want to give you a simple framework. There are 3 dimensions of relevance we listen for when clarifying your business's positioning. These 3 dimensions are personal, situational, and practical. These flow into your messaging in places like your headlines, emails, and posts. You don't need to master all 3 dimensions at once. The goal is simply to notice which one is weak or missing in your current position or message, and start inquiring more deeply into learning about that area. So I'm sharing this because not having this kind of specificity in these 3 areas of relevance is the number one most common problem that's holding nurse entrepreneurs back. So now let's look at each of these dimensions one at a time with examples. The first dimension is personal relevance. It answers the question, who are you speaking to? When we describe a specific group of people in our positioning and messages, our clarity immediately sharpens. You've already heard a few examples of this. So I'm going to ask you on a scale of 0 to 10, how confident are you that your messages speak to a specific group of people who are looking for a solution to a specific problem or are who are looking for help to achieve a specific goal? Put your answer in the chat so we can see that. And if you don't have a marketing message yet, you can rate the specificity of your business idea.
See a range of numbers in there. So this is going to be helpful for everybody.
Yeah, I bet I can't see the chat. I'll look at it later, but
We
I
have
can,
7, 1, 5, 4, 6,
okay, a good range.
5, 5.
Okay,
Nice.
all right, good. The second dimension is situational relevance. It answers the question, what are they dealing with right now? Or what do they want? Let's hear an example of this dimension of relevance.
Okay, so here's my example. Before I understood situational relevance, my message was, I help leaders and employees build resilience and prevent burnout. Then after applying the framework that we're learning here today, it became, I help managers and staff who feel they don't have time for self-care learn practical ways that fit into their busiest days.
Thank you, Maria. Everyone, notice what changed. The situational part of the second message reflects what people are saying to themselves, like, I don't have time for self-care. When Maria heard that and incorporated it into her message, she made a hugely important shift. Now, this is tough for nurses because, as you know, we, when we're communicating with our patients, we've become accustomed to focusing on the root cause of their problems and trying to teach them about that. That's been our professional training. But people actually decide to engage with others based on their immediate concerns. So relevance starts there with what feels present and pressing to your people. And then you can, when you connect with them there on their immediate concerns, you can lead them toward deeper work and getting to the root cause. So think about that now and rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. Again, how well does your message clearly address what your people are currently struggling with? And go ahead and, reflect and then share your number in the chat.
We have
This one, this,
3, 4, 5, 4, 5.
yeah, this one is trickier than the first one. Personal, we pretty much most of us know to focus on the who and the what they want. This situational is another layer. Okay, so the third dimension of relevance is practical, and it asks the question, how can the person move toward their desired goal? So this is the how question. And most people will move forward when the next step feels doable. But when the next step feels vague or risky, most people won't take it, even if they want the outcome. So you can see how important this third layer is, or third dimension of relevance. And for nurses, this is where we can, like, as an advanced move, we can also add something about our scope-based credibility. You know, in other words, as a nurse, with what we're licensed to do and what we're educated to do and our experience, we can add this to this part of an answer if we want to. Um, and that just you could summarize that into why you? Why should they choose you? Okay. So that's a simple way of thinking about that. And within that is your education, your experience, your point of view as a nurse, and all that type of thing. Okay. So Teresa's going to share an example of this.
Yeah, so before I worked with Sharon, one of my messages sounded something like, I help burned out nurses who want to change what they're doing. I knew what it was, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And after getting more clarity around relevance, it became, I help nurses who feel burned out and curious about nurse coaching to learn what nurse coaching is and whether it's a fit for them.
Thank you, Teresa. So everyone notice what changed. The first message names the issue as we understand it, and the second names it as the person experiences it. The second message meets nurses where they already are, tired but curious, and names a single realistic next step. This helps your audience recognize themselves and decide whether to keep listening. And in this example Teresa gave, she didn't add the credibility part. We just wanted to keep this real simple with the core part of how the next step can help them. So reflect on your message, just the core part, and go ahead and rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. How well does your message offer a next step that feels doable to the person you want to help? And share that in the chat.
All right, we got a 6, a 0, a 3, 5, and a 4, and a 5. All right, and then we have a 3.
Okay. We're going to work with all these 3 dimensions more and with your worksheet here in just a minute to get it to go a little deeper with this. For now, I just want to share that when messages are broad, people may agree with them. Like when you say what you do, people may nod and smile and, be very agreeable. But if they don't recognize themselves in them, it kind of just ends right there. Their engagement ends right there. So that's why this whole workshop is focused on relevance and recognition, because recognition is what leads someone to lean in. So let's look at another example to put this all together and help you apply it.
Yes, before I understood this, my message was pretty vague. Something like, I coach adults who don't sleep. And then after learning this relevance framework, as everyone else has mentioned, it became quite clear that what I was hearing was that people were stuck in a state of hyperarousal all through their day. So my message changed to, I help tired adults sleep better by teaching them how to apply stress reducing practices to their daytime routines.
Thank you, Marcia. So everyone, notice what changed to increase the clarity. In the second version, you can hear who it's for, that's tired adults, what they're dealing with right now, or in that step of what, you can also say what's their desired outcome, like Marcia did. Marcia used sleep better. That's their desired outcome. And then the how is how the help begins. And Marcia used daytime stress reducing practices. Okay. And she was teaching mindfulness in this case and coaching with it. So these things are what makes a message recognizable. The what, the who, the what, and the how. And what helps us, these are what helps people decide whether to engage with you or not. So now you have the opportunity to practice drafting your marketing message by applying these 3 dimensions of relevance. And this is where the worksheet comes in. So pull it out, or if you don't have it handy, One of the coaches is going to put the link in the chat. This exercise is important because we want you to use your energy in fixing the right issue instead of constantly rewriting everything about your business position or your marketing messages. So, the worksheet is just one of many tools we provide in the Liberated Nurse Business Incubator program. And if you want to learn about the incubator, we'll share that at the end of this learning content. We also have a special bonus for fast action takers who enroll in the incubator by midnight tomorrow. So stay with us if you want to hear about that. Okay, now let's start by finding the personal relevance questions on your worksheet and go ahead and take a minute to answer them. And I'll be quiet here for a minute. If you have questions about this, you can put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just have a minute of silence. And when you're done, you can put your personal relevance statement in the chat and share it if you'd like to. Now, don't overthink this. Don't try to get it perfect or anything. Just take out what's on the top of your mind and put it in, because we're going to go deeper with this. But at this point, just kind of do it quick. What comes to your mind about the personal relevance? Maybe just put a thumbs up on the screen when you're done so we can see. Some of you aren't sharing your screen, and that's fine.
We're getting some thumbs up in the chat.
Okay,
Melissa,
good.
Justin.
That'd be great. Okay, good. I just don't want to rush people too fast.
Nope. Good.
And of course, you have the worksheet you can work on your own time too. Okay, so now let's look at situational relevance. Remember that people take action when they feel seen and heard in their current reality. So take a minute to answer the situational relevance questions on your worksheet. Feel free to ask questions in the chat if you have some about this part. When you're got something, a draft, you can put your thumb up in the chat or put your statement in the chat and share it with everyone.
Don't be shy. It's a safe group.
Yeah, it is. No penalties for awkward
No.
statements. We all start out with awkward statements at the beginning.
I still have awkward statements. It's okay.
Oh,
Totally. Okay, now we'll move on to practical relevance. And in this one, you ask yourself, what can the person realistically do next with my help? Not someday or when life is calmer, but their immediate step. take a minute and respond to the questions on your worksheet. And again, give us a thumbs up or share your statement when you're done.
We have one thumbs up, Sharon.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Getting
Okay, we're
some
going to
more
move.
thumbs up. Yep.
Good. So getting a
And
few
then there
more.
was a comment I'll share. It says, Sarah says, I'm finding this is more difficult than I thought. LOL. You're not
It-
alone.
Yeah, Sarah, it is more difficult. You know, when you hear those statements, they sound so smooth and succinct, but they take a, actually they start out big. Like we write a whole lot and then gradually bring it in to a refined small statement. It's kind of interesting the way that happens. So don't hold back. Feel free to write a lot because then you can take that like a boulder, you know, and then you whittle it down to a statue or something or sculpture. It starts out big and then with work you bring it down. Okay, very good. Now, last part of this exercise is the best. Now you take all three of those relevance messages that you've put together and you bring them together into your one statement. Okay, now remember, this is a rough draft. Don't expect any level of perfection, and let it be large and bulky at first and awkward. It's okay. That's where we all start. You will refine it and bring it down to the main keywords over with focus over some amount of time. So don't worry about that. It's an organic process that just starts out awkward. But we're going to give you 2 minutes now to put your three relevance messages together into one statement. And then if you'd like us to review your statement, put it in the chat because the coaches and I will review it and give you some feedback. Okay, so go ahead. Okay, we're coming down to the end of this time frame.
Any brave souls want to put their all right? Someone's gonna put it in. It says, here goes leaning into my vulnerability, excited for the feedback. So
I love
I'm
that.
guessing we're working on putting it in right now. Good job, Melissa.
Great.
I'll let you know when I see the message.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see it myself this time
Okay.
too. Justine, I see one from Justine. I help stressed adult women with hair loss minimize hair loss by using relaxation techniques and healthy nutrition. Very good.
Yeah.
And Melissa's is age 16 and up, struggling with anxiety, feeling inadequate about position in life right now related to comparison and imposter syndrome. Okay. Um, so uh, that's good. You've got the who and the what they're experiencing. The who is the ages 16 and up. What their experience is struggling with. Oh, I can't see the whole window. Hold on. Struggling with anxiety, feeling inadequate about their position in life right now. Uh-huh. Related to comparison and imposter syndrome. Very good. Melissa, it looks like you have the first two, but not a next step, which is the third relevance. And so that's great. You're off to a great start with that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, what was your message before? I'm just curious. You can put it in the chat. And while you do that, I'll address Justine's. She says, I help stressed adult women with hair loss, minimize hair loss by using relaxation techniques and healthy nutrition. So this is good. She's got the who, which is stressed adult women with hair loss. And what they want is to minimize their hair loss. And the how is using relaxation techniques and healthy nutrition. So very good, Justine. You got all three. Well, um, so I don't see anything else from Melissa. So that's all right. We're going to move on. Melissa, you can add that later if you'd
There.
like to.
It
Oh, is it
just,
there?
oh, Tiffany dropped one in. Do you want me to read Tiffany's?
Oh, no, I'm going to go on, move on.
And move
Tiffany, sorry
forward?
about that. We started a few minutes late and I just don't want to
No
take too much
problem.
more time. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I want to share now a secret of one of the secrets of this process. So relevance cannot come from guessing what people need. But that's where we all start. We first have a guess. And then we try to think hard about what is it they need. Okay, but those two things are going to miss the mark. We've got to talk to people that we want to serve and listen. So when we have warm, respectful conversations with them, we can start to hear what they want and what feels challenging to them right now, and what kind of next step actually feels safe and doable. So their exact words and their personal viewpoint are absolutely vital to your business positioning and your marketing messages. And they become the evidence for what you say. And that avoids you making assumptions or relying on marketing tactics, which never work unless you have something to say that's relevant to the people that you're talking to. And here's another key point. Listening alone is not enough. Without structure, those insights often stay scattered. You can collect all the insights in the world, but you'll still be nowhere without a structure to turn those insights into effective messages, aligned offers, and predictable income. So that's where structured learning and sequencing make all the difference. A structured system helps you organize what you're hearing, sequence your next steps, and build your business on a sustainable, evidence-based foundation. And understanding the concepts isn't enough either, because the real challenge is how to apply them. Plus, how do you do these things consistently while juggling life? So this is where structured support matters. Structure helps you act consistently, refine as you go, and keep moving forward without relying on memory or spare time, which are not always reliable in real life. Structure plus support reduces decision fatigue too. You're not guessing what to work on, rethinking your message every week, or wondering whether you're off track. Instead, you can follow a clear developmental path with a structured learning and support system, and you can take a step, get feedback, refine it, and build on it. So that's how sustainability develops, not from forcing yourself to be overly disciplined, but from having a system that supports steady action, even if it's in small steps. And this is where momentum becomes possible without overwhelm. Would any of the coaches like to add your thoughts or experiences to illustrate this?
I'd love to, because I can totally relate to this part of these concepts because my personality is such that I can be very over disciplined and I want to wait till I feel ready, or I just wallow in trying to find that state of perfection. And what I learned with the business incubator was that it's okay to be imperfect. It's way better to just use the structure, make a plan, have a small step, and get out there and apply it, and then go ahead back and reevaluate and see how to make it better. So that was a big step outside of my comfort zone. And I can say that with the structure and support from Sharon, I was able to develop live presentations, stand in front of an audience, give it a go back and reevaluate, and just keep doing it over and over again till I felt like my message became clearer and clearer. So I thank the incubator for that.
Thank you, Marcia. Would any other coaches or students like to share how our business education and support system have helped you?
I think for me, it helped me take the problem of too many ideas, and I wanted to do all of them, to come down to the structure of like, what's the one thing I can do now? And really refine that, because when I started doing that, the message kept getting clearer and clearer. And suddenly, some of the extra ideas I had, or how I thought it might work, suddenly shifted into like focusing a camera lens. It was like, oh, this is really the one thing that I'm talking about over and over. And it helped me hone down my message to the one that my audience could hear. That has been the most invaluable part of learning structure, because I'm not a structure kind of person. I like to be out here doing all the things. But people can't hear you when you do that. So that's been the most valuable part of learning what Sharon teaches. It's life-changing, especially in the business.
I would like to speak up from that. Being a student in the incubator program, when I first started, I just did not know where to begin. It was very overwhelming. This business world is just a space that is just like, I know nursing. I've been a nurse for 16 years, but business, no. So coming into this space, I was entering with people that were at different levels, and it was great to hear their perspective and their concerns or challenges, and we bounced ideas off of each other. And I think that the space helps you hone in on what you really need and kind of, discard some of the other extra money that's spent or time spent on things that just are not going to contribute to your success. So it's been it's been an awesome experience. So that's why I'm still here, trugging along.
Thank you, Justine.
I will add something. I did a brief program with Sharon, and I tend to be lots of passion, ideas, a generalist, and I like knowing that she's there, and I feel she's very wise and grounded. And it was helpful for me to read her materials and see her sort of structured systems that she can help people with. So I appreciate her work.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate hearing this, your reflections. So I have a question for everyone, and that is, how do you want to feel this next year, to 2026? Not just what do you want to accomplish, but what do you want to experience? What do you want the experience of building your business to be? And you can answer that either verbally or in the chat. It's a really key question to ask yourself. What do you want your experience of building your business to be this year?
For me, I picked ease and grace. I want the ease of flow, and I want the grace to just experiment and be myself and also give that to others.
Nice. If you, it sounds like people are not sharing much on that. I see.
Exhilarating. Melissa said exhilarating.
Oh, good.
Sarah said, I want to feel privileged to be able to help other people.
Oh,
Tiffany
nice.
said rewarding.
Yeah. Those are so important. That's why we became nurses, isn't it? To
Mhm.
have that fulfillment of helping others, that reward that comes from that.
And I would spend some time after this webinar to sort of reflect on that for yourself, because
Mhm.
that internal talk of what you actually bring to yourself and to your business is an intention. And we do that through words. So I know it's kind of on the spot, but do give it some extra thought after the webinar.
Yeah. Okay, now last question. Who would like to share a takeaway or something they learned today? And you can feel free to just put that in the chat too. Uh, A takeaway or something that you've learned today. And while you do that, I'll let you know that this is the end of the educational part of the workshop. So you can feel free to leave now if you want, or stay with us for about 20 more minutes to hear about how you can continue to work with us. So if this workshop has been helpful and you want to keep developing your clarity, relevance, and income, the Liberated Nurse Business Incubator program may be the next step for you. This is a CE approved program designed specifically for nurses in the early stages of their business development. And it shows you the sequence of steps to take in the right order without compromising your license, ethics, energy, or financial stability. Inside the incubator, you develop your business at your own pace with structured business education, holistic guidance, and support. And the Liberated Nurse Business Incubator isn't just education. It's a business development community where You don't have to figure things out alone. You're supported in clarifying your message, engaging people ethically, creating aligned offers, and enrolling clients, all in ways that respect your nursing identity and professional judgment. And having a community of peers who share the same developmental focus you have helps you to shorten the distance between action and clarity. This isn't a disjointed group where everyone is chasing different ideas or tactics. It's a cohort working on the same steps at the same time. And that means patterns and solutions become visible sooner. You can see how questions are being worked through by others, and momentum is reinforced through shared progress and celebrations. At this point, I'd like to invite Teresa back to share her perspective on this. Teresa and her business partner have built a successful nurse coach education business. And she knows what it's like to want business education and support that's practical and grounded in holistic nursing values.
Yeah, when I found Sharon's program, I didn't know I needed to have it. I knew I was struggling. I knew I was spending a lot of money trying to find the answers that I was looking for. And I realized that here, one of my very own nurse friends and colleagues had my answers. Um, she's the gold standard when it comes to actually helping you see step by step and building on a solid foundation for your nurse coaching or nurse business. And she's not just knowledgeable. She helps you step by step. She's patient. It's been nothing short of brilliant to see how the content is put together. It's a step by step, which I needed because I like to do a lot of things at the same time. But it's more than that. It's a blend of business strategy, it's legal, it's the ethical side of nursing and entrepreneurship. One phrase that she said that has stuck with me the whole time is that, as holistic nurses and business owners, we are bound by our scope and standards of practice, which gives us a, a stronger foundation when we're working with people because we need that for credibility and to do good in our businesses. But the business of the world is buyer beware. And I had never made the connection before. So all the stuff I was learning about was actually, quote, from the buyer beware point of view. And this really helped hone in what nurses in business really means. So I encourage you to take a look and start here. Don't waste a lot of money everywhere else first.
Thank you, Teresa. And I know that a lot of nurses are looking for a way to develop professionally, not and it's important that we aren't just trying a number of things and hoping for the best. Like I've been there in my path as a nurse entrepreneur, and I was doing all right in my business, but I was really struggling for many years to put things together in a way that felt right to me inside with my values. I would listen to other mentors and that were in conventional business, and I'd have to screen everything they said. And it's better now. There's more conscious, ethical mentors out there, but still mentors that are not nurses don't really understand who we are and what makes us tick and what we need to thrive in business. So, yeah, I'm excited to share what I've learned with all of you through the incubator. So, the incubator is a 9-month business development program, and that timeline gives enough space to learn, take action, and integrate what you're learning without rushing or cramming. The incubator starts only twice a year, in January and July. Excuse me. There are 4 courses, and each course lasts 8 weeks, with the fourth course lasts a little longer, actually, than 8. Each coaching group is limited to 10 nurses. That's very important for you to hear, because we limit that size of the group to protect the quality of the coaching and the attention and support that you will receive. When you've completed your incubator payments, you'll have lifetime access to our 4-course business development system. And each course builds on the one before it. So you develop your business in the right order with clarity first, then engagement, then offers, then sales. And that's why course 1 is where everyone starts. However, if you're sure you don't need course 1, advanced placement is available. The Liberated Nurse Business Incubator Program is endorsed by the American Holistic Nurses Association, which is accredited by the American Nurses Credentialing Center, and it's approved for 50 continuing education contact hours. These CEs are accepted for license renewal in all 50 states and accepted by the American Holistic Nurses Credentialing Corporation, AHNCC, for holistic nursing and nurse coaching certification and recertification. So everything we do in the incubator is designed to be effective, professionally sound, license safe, and aligned with holistic nursing standards. One of our incubator participants, Meena Daswani, said she gained much greater clarity and confidence in articulating her role and services within holistic nursing scope and standards. The incubator combines structured education, weekly group coaching that's recorded so you can watch if you can't attend live, private coaching, and your cohort peers. Instead of having to figure out everything on your own, you have a circle of support. This unique combination allows your business knowledge and skills to develop and stabilize as a solid foundation for your business's growth. One of our graduates, Lauren Tanner, recently said, "The incubator gave me the foundation and momentum to turn my ideas into a real business while maintaining my professional identity as a holistic nurse." We're also explicit about what we don't do. We won't push hustle tactics, we won't teach scope unsafe practices, and we won't skip foundational steps. That restraint is intentional because long-term stability depends on getting the foundation right. Our promise is simple. We will guide you step by step through creating, marketing, and delivering your program or service. You'll be supported with self-paced business education designed specifically for nurses, step-by-step templates, personal coaching, and a community of peers to cheer you on, all aligned with your nursing values and scope. We also promise that your professional judgment remains central. We guide you, but you decide on your directions. So if you're ready to enroll in the Liberated Nurse Business Incubator today, there's the QR code on the screen, and one of the coaches will put the link in the chat. Now, some of you might be thinking, this approach makes sense, but I'm not ready for a 9-month commitment yet. And if so, that's not a problem. If you think you want to build a business, but you still have questions you need answered, or if you want to sharpen your message clarity before you commit further, you can enroll in only Incubator Course 1. It will help you replace guessing with evidence, so your next decision is more grounded and confident. I'm going to pause a moment. You can just read that slide about what you get with that course. My voice is getting a little hoarse here. Here's an overview of the details. The course is 8 weeks. You get 10 CE contact hours. You can make 2 payments of $277 per month or $497 in one payment. Plus, to deepen your readiness, you'll also receive the Liberated Nurse Entrepreneur Starter Kit as a bonus. And if you've already purchased that kit, we'll give you an equivalent discount on course 1. So there's a QR code, and the coaches will put the link in the screen. in the screen, in the chat.
In
I'm
the
getting a
chat.
little
Got
tired.
it. We got you.
Uh, if you're unsure whether course one or the full incubator is the best step for you, you're welcome to schedule a readiness conversation with me. This is not a sales call. It's a short chat about
Sharon, you just went quiet.
I went quiet?
Your microphone seems quiet.
Oh, wow, that's strange. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's just softer, that's all.
I don't know why.
It's okay. Keep going.
Okay. I can speak up a little bit more. Is that
Oh,
better?
there, you're back. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. So this is a short phone call, a short chat about finding the right fit and timing for you based on where you are right now. And if you'd like to consider advanced placement in the incubator, this call is for you too. Okay, now let's go back to the incubator program. You can enroll in the incubator in either of two ways. Some prefer monthly payments, others prefer the one payment option. And when you pay in full, you save $500. So there is a QR code for you, and the link is going into the chat. On the enrollment page, it's easy to choose the option that you think fits you best. To reduce your risk, we give you a 30-day satisfaction guarantee so you can join the incubator, engage in it thoughtfully, and confirm if this is the right fit for you. Okay. So also, if you're a member of AHNA or NNBA, you can request a $150 tuition discount. And if you want continued guidance after the 9-month program, you'll have the lifetime access to the courses and the learning material. But if you want continued coaching, that's available. All of this is about your safety and your support and your progress forward. And we want you to be able to decide with clarity and proceed with confidence. So to receive your discount as a member of ANA or NNBA, simply send an email to support@liberatednurse.com. Tell us which organization you're a member of and which course you want to enroll in, and we'll send you your discount code. Now, everyone who enrolls in the incubator receives 2 bonus courses: Tame Your Inner Saboteurs and Protect Your RN License. These bonuses are not here just to add bulk at all. They're here for coherence. They support your internal readiness, and your professional confidence as you build your business. You'll also receive optional AI prompts that I've designed to help you notice patterns in your audience conversations and in your business. And note that when we teach how to use AI, we never ask it to make decisions for you. Your professional judgment always remains central. And finally, we have an extra bonus for the fast action takers who enroll by midnight on Sunday. That's tomorrow. These nurses will also receive a 30-minute business clarity coaching call with me. This is focused support to help you get a grounded start with momentum, but you can also use this coaching call anytime in 2026. So you can use it immediately to get started or anytime this year that serves you. But you have to enroll by midnight tomorrow to get it. Now, we're going to just recap here. This slide brings things together. You get lifetime access to our proprietary 4-course business development system, weekly coaching and peer support from real nurse entrepreneurs for real nurses' lives, 3 private one-on-one coaching sessions, 50 CE contact hours endorsed by AHNA and accepted for RN license renewal in all 50 states, and accepted by the AHNCC for holistic nurse and nurse coaching certification and recertification. Enrollment is limited to 10 nurses per coaching group, and we only start twice a year. That's now and in July. So you have all that. And plus, the real value of the incubator isn't just what's included, it's how the pieces fit together in a coherent business development system. You're not just piecing things together, you're developing your business through a clear professional pathway with guidance and support at each step. Here I'm showing you the enrollment options again in case you've forgotten. You can go with the 9 monthly payments or choose the one payment option. So I encourage you to make a clear yes or no decision about this opportunity. And remember, waiting rarely creates clarity. It's engagement that does that. So here's what one of our incubator students, Tiffany Withers, said recently. Spending time and energy in the wrong directions set our Magnolia Wellness Retreat Center back months. Our momentum improved once we received clear structure and guidance from the incubator. So the Liberated Nurse Business Incubator follows a clear developmental path. Relevance creates clarity. Clarity with structured education, guidance, and support leads to engagement. Engagement creates an aligned offer, and aligned offers with consistent action generates respectful sales. If what we've shared today aligns with what you need, now is the time to choose your next step. Enrollment is open, space is limited, and we'd love to see you inside the incubator. Enrollment will close at midnight on January 25th. That's a week from tomorrow. To get the fast action bonus, you need to enroll by midnight tomorrow night, but enrollment will still be open for another week. Unless we have 4 students enroll before that time. So whichever limit comes first, time or capacity. Now, when you enroll, you'll have immediate access to the pre-learning materials and bonuses. But course 1 itself will actually just start that following week, which is the last week of January. And what we're going to do is poll the enrolled participants to determine the day and time that works for the most people. Okay? And if we choose a day and time that doesn't work, if you enroll and we choose a day and time that doesn't work for you, then of course you have a few options. You can stay with us and watch the recordings, and you can always put your questions in our interactive online platform. We don't use Facebook, we use a private platform for questions and engagement. And then we'll look at your questions and answer them on the next group coaching call. That's one way you can do it. Or you can, you have 30 days to decide if this is working for you, and you can have a full refund before 30 days is over if you choose to go that direction. So if you already know your next step, go ahead and enroll now, or raise your hand to clarify anything that you'd like help with to move forward. So who has questions? And I can look at the chat this time. Let's see here if there's any questions. Okay, I don't see any questions yet. And you could also just raise your hand and speak to the group too. Well, I can stay on. We can have some silence. We can also, if you'd like to put in the chat more things that you got from this, communicate with us in any way you'd like to here during this quiet time. I'll stay right here. I'm looking at you all now for the first time because I've had to look at my slides and my, notes and things. And so it's so nice to see you all. I see so many people that I know and a lot of people I haven't met yet too. So so great to see you all. I'm curious, those of you who are staying on, is there something more I can say or do while we're here together that could help you with your business? Feel free to put that in the chat. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Stacy. Well, you can feel free to go. Thank you for your attention. I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, everyone.
If you have more questions, stay on. Feel free to stay on. I'm going to stop the recording here.